Steve looked a little sludgy there for a while, maybe for most of this. So you chalk that up to first game, ring ceremony, a little delays. How did you kind of describe what happened out there?
I mean, I'm thrilled with the win, and ring night is never an easy game, and the first game of the season is usually filled with some nerves, early on, and then I think because Clay and Draymond were limiting their minutes to try to get them over the hump here the next couple of weeks. Probably threw a little bit of a wrench in the rotation, and we haven't had much rhythm with. You saw that we had Clay out there early fourth with a group. They hadn't played together, and you could kind of tell. So we're not where we need to be, but we took care of business. It's a great win in front of our fans. Ring night. I think all of our guys should go home and be really happy and get a good night's sleep.
You went 11 deep, partly because of the conditioning, but also because you have 11 rotation guys. How would you compare? I know it's early, but how would you compare the depth you potentially have on this team to past teams?
I think it reminds me of 14, 15, although the depth is younger. But 14, 15, we had games where we didn't play Sean Livingston. We didn't play Leandro Barbosa. They both had a couple of stretches in that season where they either played very limited minutes or didn't play at all. We had, really major depth at the center spot with Mo Spates and David Lee and Bogut and Festus and Draymond. So it reminds me a lot of just the talent level. That team was veteran. We had veterans. This team, it's young guys, but the talent is really obvious.
Steve, what do you make of Steph and LeBron still playing at this level at this point of their career? I mean, they're still doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's two guys who are so committed to the game, to their health, their skill set. It's remarkable. They both make it look so easy too. But this didn't really happen a whole lot 20, 30 years ago. I think we're smarter now. The players have more knowledge at their fingertips. We provide a lot more resources to help players out. They look for stuff on their own. And it seems like you've got a lot more players now who are playing at a really high level at an age that used to be considered, sort of the end of the line.
Steve, what did it mean to everybody to see Wiseman back in a game that counted and just what he was able to do, contributing on both ends and really crashing the boards? Yeah,
it was great. It's really fun to see James out there. He's had a fantastic lead up to the season, summer league, training camp, been in the gym every day for the last few months, well before camp. So James has put in the work, and I'm really excited for him. He's gone through a lot, so nice to see him back out on the court.
You played him, I think, for 11 plus minutes stint there in the first half. Was that planned, or did he earn extra minutes? And how did you think he and Kuminga, you had them both on the floor pretty much every time they were out there? How did that work tonight?
Yeah, it was planned, and I thought they did fine. We saw stretches in the preseason where they really got going, but preseason is preseason. This is different. It's opening night. It's the only game, being played, national TV. You could see the nerves. James is a really good foul shooter, and he went 0 for 4. That was strictly nerves in my mind. I thought JK was pressing a little bit. And then in the second half, I didn't love the way the second half went. We had a really good third quarter, but we got a little disjointed in the fourth, and it didn't allow for those guys to come back in until really late. So it wasn't a perfect night for them, but they did a good job, and they're continuing to grow.
Only 7 minutes for Moses tonight. We know he was banged up on Friday. So was that by design tonight, or just kind of how the rotation played out? We have a lot of guys. If we're healthy, we can go really deep. And it's rare to play 11 guys in a rotation, but Moses will
will play plenty this year. We're not going to be healthy for 82 games. It's going to be lots of opportunities for him and for our other young guys. But what I told the team yesterday is that, because of our depth, certain nights aren't going to go your way, and you just got to keep your head up and keep going, and your chance will come.
Is there a position like one more than the other that you think has more depth on this team? Like, is it the 2-guard, center?
I think we're pretty evenly distributed in terms of our depth. I really like this roster and like our team. I think we're going to get a lot better, and I'm really excited for the year.
Steve, Steph missed 6 of his first 7 shots, his first 5 threes, and you look up and he's got 16, 5, and 4 at halftime, and he ends with 33. How much you think about him like 5 years ago compared to now? It seems like when his shot's not falling, like tonight he got to the line a bunch. He kind of creatively drove around guys. I mean, how does he adapt maybe better than he used to when his shot's not falling?
I think he's physically stronger. The last couple of years, he's just looked physically stronger than he looked to me, early on when I first coached him. And so I think he's able to get to the rim, draw more contact, get to the line, finish better. So he's improved in all those areas.
Coach Jordan had some nice passes tonight. One stood out to Draymond, but he was just there was a flurry there. I think in the second quarter, he was just kind of dishing. What'd you think of him, especially as a facilitator?
Yeah, that's what makes Jordan a really exciting young player, is that he can score, he can distribute. He had 7 assists. He can play on or off the ball. He complements Steph really well. Jordan proved, last year how good he is, and we're going to need him big time. He's going to play a huge role for us.
Along with that, do you expect him to have kind of more control of the offense at times? I mean, regardless of the lineup.
Yeah. I mean, I think especially when he's out there with the second unit, we're going to run a lot of pick and roll. James is going to be out there diving to the rim. We've got kind of a different look that we can show based on the vertical threat that James presents, and Jordan and Dante together, they both run that pick and roll really well, and so you'll see a lot of that.
We keep coming up with lineups where Looney's out, but he's a plus 30 tonight. Has he become essential to the things that I mean, maybe long ago he did, but has he become even more a fundamental part of the things you have to, the lineups and the rosters you put together? He's
just really good. I mean, the first thing I said to the coaches when I looked at the box score, it's like perfect Kevon Looney line. He's, I think he had like 6 points, and what did he have? 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, plus 30. Like, he just, he doesn't score a lot. But he's smart, he's tough, he's in the right spot all the time. He creates advantages with his screening. Fantastic defensively. He's just a winner.
Hey, Steve, how did this ring night compare to the other ones, and what were kind of your personal highlights of
I
the night?
honestly don't remember a lot of detail about ring nights in the past. I couldn't even tell you who we played, over the last few times. They're all fantastic. The one thing I noticed is they're handing out medallions now. They're not rings. They're like medallions. I don't know how anybody can put that on their finger, but Raymond probably will. Raymond's that kind of a guy. Thank you.